that said, I'm going to bring out my brother, teertS.
This is a test. From bald heads to cornrows. They roll in droves. Even those in their lawyer grade suits, not just white beater tees or baggy jeans. You see, from cell blocks to city cops, when it's time to vote, they'll clean the street with a sweep, but they won't mop. They'll re-up at the docks protected by cops ordered from the top to flood the bottom. See, they know the mind's a terrible thing to waste, but as long as we on base, they got us. Too paranoid to steal second and push that man on third to go home because that dope keeps him nodding. And those who praise that haze like my dudes in deep left field with their dreams of getting paid as they tell them it ain't a game. You see, because the war on drugs in America is an inside job that has infiltrated our nation's government's faculty, but okay from the top because in war there's always casualties. Drug dealers are active terrorist cells that run out of time and put into cells to make room for other cells to activate as they continue to push the buttons of all weapons of mass destruction from acid to Xanax because drugs are our weapons of mass destruction. See, if you kill the head, the body will wither. Frying brain cells, turning would-be intellectuals, preachers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, politicians, and so on and so on and so on into who become fiends. You ask me what I mean, but you know damn well what I mean. See, those of you who do or don't disagree or agree, you either part of the problem or part of the solution if you ask me. Because I ain't assuming that the war on drugs in America is a time bomb ticking that needs diffusing. It is what it is. And if my dudes be fiends, then the government has employed the Taliban because the weapons of our mass destruction are among us and humongous, man. Spread out through our ghettos like a fungus, man. Got us basing, nodding, denying God, and the media telling us we look for Osama bin Laden. What they got on every ghetto corner sold in a bag. And while the nation is being jackknife with the plague of addiction, a lot of my brothers and sisters are made to feel less than a citizen, waking up the nine on that half bundle minimum just to get that day started. Like my projects that they 9/11, dope led, dope fed, turn the dope heads way back in the day before the monkey even started calling them collect. With their terroristic threats and sharing dirty spikes flown like jets into the main vein. Crack smoke to the brain like the second plane as the nation watches my brothers and sisters crumble from the weapons of all weapons of mass destruction. And yeah, I blame the government with all a technology like satellites and binoculars that can look through brick. Canines that can sniff a seed of weed under my car seat but can't smell 100 metric tons of cocaine coming in on the ship. Traveling the Atlantic and or the Pacific. Entering our docks and flooding our blocks and killing our folks with the weapons they grow right here in this country called tobacco. Knocking off the ones of us who don't with that airborne missile, you better known as secondhand smoke. Weapons of our mass destruction on another level. From Newports to Marlboros, from Alaska to the 5 boroughs, whether shorts or 100s, box of soft pack. Weapons of our mass destruction ain't just heroin and crack. It's even alcohol. From Absolute to Zimas. DWIs have been running down our little children under the influence of these weapons of mass destruction since back in the Prohibition. Listen. Whether it's dope to get off E or the shakes from gin, weapons of our mass destruction have made slaves of all men again. Sending us back to Egypt without even splitting the Red Sea as the nation reads up. And the president condenses that nonsense. Add common sense, ghetto blocks, and evidence, and what you got? 2 or 3 keys? Please. I know about 3 or 7 brothers around that way that can push that and they think they big willies. But the big head fool in charge don't even live in the city. But continue to push these weapons of mass destruction upon me and those who look like me and walk like me and talk like me, built this country like me, trying to raise up their children to be drug-free like I wanted to be, but I couldn't because my parents, they were products of those weapons that produced a joker like me. And this is why I'm charging the entire nation mutiny on the majority of my people in places doing things for things, which is the root problem for this nation's family dysfunction. Whether depression or bipolar, codeine for bad molars, legal weapons are addictive weapons, which makes them lethal weapons and reasons for rehabs, turning my sisters to tricks and my thugs to fags. For one more pill, bag, drink, or pack for the weapon of their choice of mass destruction. And quite frankly, I'm appalled by this. But I have to ask myself what part did I play in this war that the nation has put on the back burner? Because I wonder who is a prisoner of this war.